Hi there. So today I will talk about a workflow I built to auto processing my deposits documents. To give you some context, in the UK, deposits from rental property are protected by government authorized scheme like my deposits, where the money is held either by the scheme itself or by the landlord with insurance from the scheme. Landlords pay a fee, then receive a certificate and invoice. Both parties must sign the certificate, and the landlord should keep the signed certificate and invoice safely as a legal proof. So I talked with a HMO landlord, and the current workflow is very manual. Like you need to do all by yourself from login, pay, download invoice, and save them in different folder, and then you tool to like edit the certificates and you sign it and you email them to tenant, and also you need to keep remind tenant to sign, and when finished you need to save the certificates in a folder. The problem here is tenant rarely sign or return, which is why frustrating. So I propose a new workflow. You can see it's mainly auto here. Because you still need to do something. The first thing is you still need to log in and pay and download the documents because it contains a lot of personal information, and also the My Deposit website might not support API to auto fill them. Yeah. Also, you need to add the tenant name, house, and email into a Google Sheet just so the workflow can pick up the email to send to tenant later. Another thing is you need to sign the certificate, but it's super quick. Just open the link and click on it. So let's go to the Zapier workflow step by step. I think it contains 17 steps. So let's go one by one. The first one is new file uploaded into Google Drive. So when you download documents for my deposit, just put them in one of the folder. So the setup here, Google Drive, event new file in folder. Configure. You need to choose a folder you want to put all the documents in. Configure folder. No subfolder. And you test. Yeah. And after that, it will split into path. So there are two type documents we put in there. One is invoice and one is certificate. So the condition is if the name of the document is invoice, then we move into the invoice folder. So setup here, number four, step number four is Google Drive. Action is move file. Configure. You for the file, you choose one ID. It's just the ID of the document from the step one. And you need to choose a folder you want to put the invoice in. Yeah, done and test. If it's not invoice, but the name of the document is certificate, then you go to step six, move certificate to certificate folder. Quite similar to step four, except the folder here you choose a certificate folder. Sorry, a bit slow. For step 7, we will extract the property and tenant name from the name of the file. Yes, I forgot to tell you. When we save the document in the folder, we need to name them in a way that Zapier can extract the name of the property and tenant name. So for this setup, using the app Formatter by Zapier, action event text. So transform extract pattern. So the original file name will be certificate underline property name underline tenant name dot pdf. So we want to attract the property name here and the tenant name here. So just use it pattern. I put notes for everything to make sure we can get all of it. Let me make bigger. So you here see when I test it. To make it bigger. You see it will attract the output. Output 0, it Oakhouse is the name of the property. Output 1, it Alex Smith, it's the name of the tenant. And then with the name of the house and the name of the tenant, it will go to step 8 to find the email of tenant. So setup, Up Google Sheet. Action look up spreadsheet row. Configure. You need to specify the spreadsheet. So in here is this one. This table had three columns: property, tenant, and email. So after it extracts the property name and the tenant name, it will auto find the email to send to. So for example, I will use this one. Look up column property for number 7 dot output 0. It means the first output you extract from step 7. Look in the column tenant of that table. Step 7 output 1. False in here. Test. I think in here. Sorry, I couldn't make it bigger, but it can attract the property name, the tenant name, and then it pick the email by itself. So we go to step 9. It will split into path again. The condition it finds the name and finds the email. It from step 8 exactly match true, and the email from step 8 exits. So we if that condition pass, we go to step 11. We can use DocuSign to send the certificate. Set up DocuSign action, send envelope using template. You need to log into your account. Configure. You need to choose a template from DocuSign. I will show you later. And with the email subject, like what you will send to the tenant. And the email body. This is what created by Copilot from Zapier. Actually, is really useful. And we will pick up the tenant email from step 8, tenant name from step 8. Yeah. So I show you template. So you log in DocuSign, you go to template. You can create the new one, but I already have it here. So let's see it. So the name I put Mydeposits. I upload the document. And then I set the signing order. Landlord need to sign first. The name, the email, and then tenant will be the second one. It's quite good here with the template from DocuSign. Is you can draw area for the signature. So whenever you click on the link, click on the side, click on the full name, it's done super quick. So you can send that to the tenant. And of course, DocuSign will help auto remind every 2 days. Step 12, wait for 7 days. If after 7 days, still no signature from tenant, we will send an email from the landlord email address to be more official. Setup, delay by Zapier, action delay for configure 7 days. And then we need to check the certificates status first to make sure like it just sent, it not complete. Complete means we receive the signature from tenant. Setup, DocuSign, action, file envelope document. Sorry. Configure. Number 11, envelope ID. Check, test. The status is sent, it may not complete. Here you can see filter and you see number 11. It just sent, not complete. Then we go to number 15. It sent an email from landlord email address. App Gmail, action, send email. Configure. So it already know where to send to. Number 8 email of the tenant. Yeah, you can fill the subject, the body, and test. Yeah. So it will send to tenant to remind them like it has been 7 days. Please sign the certificate. Okay, another part here. It missing tenant email. So if it go to the Google Sheets folder, Google Sheets file, and it couldn't find the email of the tenant. For example, the exactly match is false or email not accept, then it will also send an email to our ourselves landlord to let us know. So set up here Gmail action send email configure it will pick send email to us subject, like missing data, and the body alert, click go to zip file and add the email for the tenant so the workflow can start. Yeah, that done. 17 steps. So I also realized that if you don't want to build the workflow yet, just the fact that you can use the template from DocuSign is actually quite useful already because you don't need to go to the document and like Photoshop it. It has the template so it know exactly where the signature be, and also it will auto send the reminder to tenant every 2 days. So it will be helpful. Hope that helps.